Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today, among other things, we're discussing the budget speech in South Africa. I'm not going to go through it. I'm just going to react to the implications of it based on what I've seen so far. Stay with me. So, today in South Africa, the budget speech came through. The Minister of Finance delivered his budget speech, and it was another major dud, a big nothing burger as expected. And really, I have to say that I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. Why? Because the African National Congress has failed. Secondly, they don't have any good ideas. I think it became very clear to me a couple of years back, say around 2017, 2018, that the African National Congress has no good ideas. And that is when I started making plans to leave South Africa. But I've been telling all of my friends in South Africa who would listen that, hey folks, you know what you need to do, because really it doesn't seem to me that there is a future. There is a future obviously for very successful people who have amassed a lot of wealth, but for the most people who are starting from nothing, like myself, and who still want to build wealth, there's just no future. It's impossible. So budgets like these shows us that these people still don't have any idea what they're doing. They lost power in 2024 national elections when they got 40% of the votes instead of the required 50+1 to govern, and they came down from 57%, and they've been going down steadily since last time Thabo Mbeki was president. It was the last time they actually increased their support, and they've been steadily losing support all the way since then until now. And one would have thought that when they lost outright majority, they'll start to look at things and start doing things differently. But it turns out that actually there's nothing that they can do differently, because these people don't have any good ideas. They really don't know what they need to do to turn the economy of South Africa around, to turn the issues around infrastructure development, unemployment, crime, education, industrialization, good trade policies. They have no idea what they're supposed to do. So every year it's the same story, it's the same kind of budget. They really are clueless about what is supposed to happen. So which is why then my advice to South Africans who are still in South Africa and who have the ability based on experience, training, education, means that if you can leave, get out. And if you can't leave, but you can invest your retirement offshore, put your entire retirement portfolio abroad. That's what I would advise you to do. try to get as much of your investments and savings as abroad as on dollar dominated or euro dominated as possible, because you need to have a parachute out of this mess. It is a hot mess. It's been going on for 30 years. These folks have no idea what they're doing. And at the rate that we are going, they are not losing power fast enough in order for us to get change, actual change that we can actually. But even if they lost power, there's none of these parties that are available right now have any sensible pro-growth plans that I can stand behind, which is why, personally, I have not voted in South Africa for the past 2 elections, because even though I'm eligible to vote and I've voted in the past, there was just no party that I could stand behind in terms of their policies. So that is why, for me, the issue of leaving became the only option for me, that I had to get out of here. I had to leave. And I don't regret that decision. And so my advice to South Africans who are able to do that, I'd say do it. Wherever you want to go, United States, Europe, Australia, Canada, which is a mess, by the way, but okay, fine, go there if you want. New Zealand, anywhere other than South Africa. I mean, the Middle East is great for making money. UAE, Qatar, even Saudi, by the way. I mean, I've looked at some opportunities that side that I'm considering taking up for a short period of time. But really, because the ANC will still be in some coalition government of some sort, at least for the next, let's just say, next 20 years. Because they are not losing power enough. They're not losing power fast enough. And part of the reason is because the electorate is not educated enough to be able to understand policy distinctives. And so the changes that need to happen are not going to happen in South Africa fast enough in order for someone who wants to wait it out and see to wait. I mean, so if you decide to stay, yeah, sure. That's up to you. I'm not going to make a decision for you, but I understand that there's going to be consequences for. I mean, there are consequences for staying, there are consequences for living, there are consequences for everything that you do. Every one of us will need to make up our own mind in terms of what we want to do. But I think for me, I don't get surprised anymore. I don't get surprised, and my level of disappointment is not as great as it was, because now I'm building my life elsewhere, and I'm trying to build something elsewhere, and because of that, I can look at it and be disconnected because I'm building something else elsewhere. Yeah. So really, but for a majority of South Africans, they do not have the means to be able to build elsewhere. So you have to try to make it work. And a lot of South Africans, even who do have the means to build elsewhere, they just don't want to leave. I understand that. Majority of people, even when their countries fail, they don't want to leave. But I don't know what to tell you, folks. I don't know what to tell you. South Africa, it's a miracle that it's not a failed state yet, based on the bad ideas the ANC has been implementing in the past 30 years. I've done videos going into detail into that. But it doesn't seem to me that anything's going to change in the next 20 years. And I don't know, in your own life, do you have 20 years of not being able to build your wealth in an environment that is conducive to building wealth? Actually building something and actually seeing it grow. Building a business from scratch that can make you, say, after tax, let's say $150,000 after tax, and then after a couple of years, it's making you $300,000 per year after tax. Is this a place? And then, say 10 years after that, it's making you $1 million per year after tax. Any business that can make you $1 million after tax, I would say to you that you've actually done very well. And and my question to you is that, are you able to do that in South Africa when you're starting from nothing, having come from nothing, having come from a poor family with parents who are not educated, who never had anything? And if you can't do that, then maybe that's not what you're looking for. Maybe you're just looking for a nice, comfortable life in suburban Joburg or suburban Cape Town. Okay, that's fine. We all want what we want. And for me, I want something else, which is why I'm saying that I'm building elsewhere. But with that said, folks, these people don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. And nothing is going to change. Nothing's going to change. Cyril Ramaphosa has no clue. Like all of them, like Cyril Ramaphosa, Paul Mashatile, Ronald Lamula, Jeff Hadebe, like Gwede Mantashe, whoever it is, these people have no idea. Stella Abrahams, Ndabeni, these people have no clue what's going on. So really, yeah, folks, yeah, all the best. Yeah, I just want to hear from you in the comment sections in terms of what your plans are for your own family. And just because the ANC has been failing for the past 30 years, that doesn't mean that South Africa is a racist country that is oppressing white people. Those are two separate issues. One of those things is true, one is not true. It's true that the ANC has destroyed the country. They failed all of their policies, and all these policies are hating every single one of us. Then they're hating black people the most, because black people are the ones who are suffering the most. It is not true that we're living in a racist, that South Africa is a racist country that is oppressing white people. It's just not the case. It's just not the case. It's just kind of bullshit. But with that said, without going to all of that crap, don't even start with that crap. I just want to hear what your thoughts are. What are you intending to do with your family? Are you going to stay? Are you going to leave? You want to build? What is it? Like, what are your thoughts? Or are you happy? Oh, it's possible that you are happy. Let's hear that though. Comments below.